What's up, CoderByte? Welcome back to another data structures and algorithms video. I'm Elizabeth, and today we are going to be starting a brand new pattern all about linked lists. Today is going to be a relatively simple problem, but we're going to get into some harder problems in the next coming weeks. Sorry, it's been a minute since I made my last video. Been taking some time off for just enjoying the summer, but I hope everyone is having good summers and prepping for those interviews. Let's get into this week's problem.
Okay, linked lists. First of all, what are they and why are we learning this? So this week we're going to be reversing a linked list, but we can kind of think about linked lists in general, and this is going to set the stage for all of the coming problems, which will be slightly harder than this. So a linked list is a kind of just a data structure where there are nodes, and every node has a reference to its own value and the next node in the list. So every node will have a .next property, and sometimes if it's just a one-directional linked list, it will just have that next property. Sometimes there's a previous property. Sometimes we can keep track of the previous node in the problem, depending on the problem, that sort of thing. I'll have an actual picture and example in the next slide. But often problems call for reversing the nodes of a linked list in place. So that's actually not creating a new data structure. It's taking the original nodes from the original linked list passed in and returning those nodes in reversed order. So this algorithm we're going to learn is an efficient way to solve this sort of problem. So let's talk about this week's problem. Given the head of a singly linked list, write a function to return the new head of the reversed linked list. So here is a picture of what the linked list looks like. So as you can see, we have the nodes 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. And each of those nodes has a .next, which is represented by this arrow pointing to the next node in the list. So that enforces the order, and it is a one-directional linked list. So 2 points to 4, 4 points to 6, etc. So what we want to do is just reverse this and return the new head. So for this problem, 10 will be the last node. Its next is null because there's nothing that comes out of it. So we want to return 10 as the new head of our new linked list with all of its nodes pointing in the reversed order. Pretty simple, pretty standard, but we're going to go over this just to kind of get us ready for all the harder problems that will be coming down the line. So what's our approach here? So we're going to reverse one node at a time. And how are we going to do this? We're going to initialize the variable current, and that's going to be pointed at the start at the head of the linked list. We're also going to initialize a variable previous, which will point to the previous node that we've processed. Initially, this will be null because the first node we're not going to have processed a node before that. In a stepwise manner, we're going to point each current to the previous before moving on to the next node. And we're going to update the previous to point to the last node process. And in this way, we are going to actually be reversing the linked list. So let's look at a little visualization to help us imagine this algorithm. So here's that original linked list, and here we have our previous and our current. So we've already done the step of initializing previous to null because that's the new node that our 2 is going to point to, because this is going to be at the end of our linked list, similarly to how 10 was pointing to null beforehand. And our current will be 2. And we're basically going to set each of our currents .next property to whatever our previous was. So now 2 .next, whatever this node is, its .next will be null. And then we're going to just do this in a stepwise manner. So what was 2 pointed to? 4. So our next node we're going to is 4. So our next current will be 4. And our last node that we processed was 2. So that's how we get our previous of 2. And 4.next is now going to be pointed to 2. And we're just going to continue to do this. So 4.next was 6. So our new current is 6. And our last current was 4, which becomes our new previous, etc., etc. And that's basically the entire algorithm. Again, this is very simple. A lot of you probably would know how to do this, but we're just setting the stage for our upcoming problems that we'll do together. Let's code this out. Okay, so as per usual, I am in Visual Studio Code and I have a totally blank file. So the first thing we need to do for this sort of problem is define this data structure. We need to have nodes, we need to have nodes with values, we need to have nodes with this property next, which point to the next node in the linked list. So I think I'm going to start this by just defining a class of node, and that way we can use the class to kind of interact with our linked list and, create a maybe reverse method on the node or on the class itself, which will actually do the reversal of the linked list. So let's start with defining our class. This is going to be our node class, and it's going to have a constructor. And I think what we want to pass to the constructor will be the value of the node and the next. So I think as our default value for next, let's set that equal to null. And this will be, if we don't pass in a next to the constructor, it will just be pointing to null as its next. And then we can go ahead and set this dot value equal to the value passed in, and this dot next equal to the next passed in. And that's it for our node class. And I think the only other thing we'll want to do here is also define some useful methods. So let's make a print list method, which will just, loop through the nodes and print each one. So I think what we want to do is we want to basically print each node, which will be this, right? So if we are calling node.printlist, the first thing we'll want to do is print that node. So that will be this in this case. So let's say let temp equal this. And then we're going to basically move temp to point to each of the node's next nodes and print each one as we go. So I think then we'll do a while loop, and we'll say while temp is not equal to null, basically until we get to the end of the list. We are going to console.log, let's say temp.value, and then we are going to set temp equal to the temp.next. And in that way, we'll just move along the list, printing each node until we get to the end of the list. So I hope that makes sense to everybody. And then let's just define our test case down here, which will be the same exact linked list that was in the slides. So let's say first we're going to define our head node, and this is going to be a new node, and its value is going to be 2. And then we can just set head.next equal to new node 4, right? And then we can just continue to kind of do this. Head.next is going to be equal to a new node 6. And of course, we could have captured this in a variable and then just called, that variable .next, but it's all the same. So let's say head.next is going to be new node 8, and then head.next, and this is going to be a new node 10. And then let's just see what does our linked list look like. We can test our print list method. So let's say head.printlist and see what we get here. So here, so everyone can see this. And we get our 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So this is our linked list as we wanted it. It looks good. So finally, we're going to actually solve this problem. So let's make a method here. Let's call it reverse. And essentially what we want to be able to do is we want to call head.reverse. And basically then print the list and get the same linked list here. Let's do, first we're going to print the list before we reverse it, and then we're going to print the list after we reverse it. So once again, from the slides, we want to initialize our current variable and our previous variable. So our current variable is going to be the node that we call this method on. So that's just going to be this to start. And our previous is going to be null, right? Because we want our new tail, which is going to be our old head, to point to null. And essentially, we can do another while loop, and we can say while there's a current, right? Because eventually, current, which we're going to always be setting to be the current dot next, is going to be null because we're going to have reached the end of our old linked list. So when current is null, we will exit out of this while loop. And what we want to do is we want to make sure we capture the old next because that's going to be our new current. So let's say we pass in, we do a head.reverse and our head is 2. So current will be 2, previous will be null, and we want to capture 4 somehow, which will be our current dot next. So let's say our old next is going to be our current dot next. So now our old next is going to be 4. And essentially what we want to do is we want to set our current next to now be the previous. This is the actual reversal when we do our reversal of our linked list. So now 2's next, instead of being 4, is now going to be null. So in the slides, this was when we broke apart the nodes, and now 2 kind of is floating, and 2 is a new head, and it's pointing to null. So it's its own little mini linked list, and it's not connected anymore until we get to our old next, which will be 4, and we point it at our new previous, which will be 2. So what do we do here? We have to set our new previous now equal to current, so now our last looked at node will be 2, so that's our previous. And then we set our current equal to the old next. And so in that way, we will be kind of moving on in this loop. Our current is now going to be 4, our previous is 2, and in our next iteration of the while loop, we're going to set 4.previous, right? Or I guess it's going to be 4.next, right, is going to be our previous, which will be 2, and this is how we do the reversal. And finally, after all of this is done, I think we just have to return previous, which will be our last looked at node, and that will be our new head. And I think that's the whole algorithm. So let's see if that actually works. So, interesting. So we have our 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's here. Because our head now, if we actually print it from the head, our head is still 2. So that means 2 is now pointing to null, and that is the only thing we get. So because we return previous here, this is actually going to be our new head. So let's say our new head is now going to be the result of this reversal. And now, instead of head.printlist, we're going to print our new head.printlist. And that should work. So we have our first 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then we have our 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. So that's it for this week's algorithm. Again, very simple. I think the things to really look out for is understanding how the linked list functions with all of these nodes and kind of what each of these values becomes as we go through this while loop. But otherwise, very simple, very straightforward, and hopefully this sets us up to do some more advanced problems in the coming weeks. That's all I got for you today, folks. Hope you enjoyed that very basic reverse a linked list problem. Join us in the next few weeks. We're going to be going over some other problems that are more hard and more advanced using these techniques that we learned today. And make sure you really know your linked list backwards and forwards. Get it? Yeah, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.